Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Barakatah Yahushua,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Rakah,
Qadash.
A double honor to the apostles, the elders, salutations to you sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson is actually going into a current event, and it's going to be entitled, Farrakhan is not a man of the Lord.
This is from PressTV.com, and this was published on November the 8th, 2018. It said Trump's policies to bring about the death of U.S. Muslim leader Farrakhan warns. Leader of the U.S.-based Nation of Islam movement, Louis Farrakhan, has warned that President Donald Trump's policies may result in the death of America. Speaking in a Thursday press conference held at Press TV headquarters in Tehran, Farrakhan said Trump's policies are eroding trust in the U.S. across the world. He warned that the Trump administration's policies, including its new sanctions on the Iranian nation, will bring about the death of the United States.
Hey, and the reason why Farrakhan knows this is because of the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, okay? Hey, he's not a man of Yahweh, so therefore he's not actually been governed by the Spirit. What's happening is he's seeing videos and he's making it seem like he's coming up with these prophecies, all right? And the reason why we understand these prophecies is because that Spirit has been given to us to understand, okay? And come out here and be watchmen, okay? And to let our people, as well as the general public, know that America is going down through the act of World War III. Bro, get Revelation. Let's get Revelation 11:14.
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past.
Right, World War II is already passed. Go ahead.
And behold, the third woe comes quickly.
Right, and the third woe comes quickly, man, meaning World War III. Yeah, that last war, man, this is going to be the war that's actually going to end all wars, man, okay? And America and Russia are going to be the main event, okay? And then you're going to have these other nations, as well as the EU, as well as China, as well as India, okay, sending missiles over here too. All right? I got something? Go ahead.
Joel chapter 3, verse 12. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Right, the heathen are talking about you other nations, man. Go ahead.
For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
And there I sent is referring to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because actually he is orchestrating all of this, man. And the valley of Jehoshaphat is actually Yahweh Shabbat in the Hebrew, and that means Yahweh's judgment. All right, so he's going to cast righteous judgment upon these nations. Why? Because they have been living in wickedness based on the lifestyle of America. Right?
Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
Right, meaning that, hey, prophecies has been fulfilled, and the time is right now. Go ahead, during this time frame.
Come get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
Right, go ahead.
Multitudes in the valley of decision.
And this is talking about these armies, man, because you're gonna have Russia down there, you're gonna have China, India, Korea, Pakistan. Okay, Israel is going to be down there. That's why it's called a world war, because all these nations are actually going to be there.
It says, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. You know, and because Farrakhan isn't speaking no new thing, no new doctrine. Right. He's not speaking nothing that has not already been registered and prophesied throughout the earth, man. He's regurgitating and repeating a message that the Heavenly Father's prophets are sending out there, but he wants the fame for it. He wants to be recognized for that. You're not going to get the fame for that message of deliverance, because the Heavenly Father's men out on the highways and the byways are his mouthpieces, man. You know, and because the Heavenly Father commanded us to preach and prophesy his word, and he was going to make his words in our mouth as fire, and these people would, which is going to consume them, man. You know, and but that war to end all wars, which is World War III, which is coming, and even the build up to that and the aftermath of that, it's going to be pure chaos, man. The Heavenly Father had the time of Jacob's trouble coming, man. You know, and this time is going to be the worst time since the world has begun. So it's going to be worse than the transatlantic cargo slave trade. It's going to be worse than when Jerusalem was sacked by the Romans. You know, it's going to be worse than when the temples were raided and all the goodly things were taken out. It's going to be worse than the captivity of Egypt.
And on this part right here on the article, it says the policies of our government will bring about war in the Middle East that will be a trigger to the greatest war that has ever been. The war Armageddon, spoken of in the Bible, Farrakhan said, quoting his teacher, Elijah Muhammad, the former leader of the Nation of Islam.
And what does Islam and Muslims have to even do with the Bible?
That's right.
What do they have anything to do with referencing the Battle of Armageddon, man? You know? And because you got the Quran that you utilize as your book of the law, but you're taking the Bible and you're intercepting,
Right.
and, you know, saying taking tidbits here and there. What do you believe in?
Right.
The Heavenly Father said he that is lukewarm, that he's going to spew out of his mouth, man. You can't drink of the cup of the Heavenly Father and a cup of devils at the same time.
And that's confusion.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're a fucking Muslim, but you read out the Bible. Why are you not reading out the Quran like the others are saying? And to prove your point real quick, bro. Hey, Jeremiah 2:13, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and healed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
That's
And-
what.
yeah, go ahead.
No, that was what Farrakhan is. He's pretty much a broken system, man. He's an empty vessel. He probably got all this type of knowledge, man, according to the people of this world. But to us, we know through the spirit he's not a man of Yahweh Bashir Shai.
Yeah.
He's not coming out of the book of Yahweh Bashir
That's
Shai.
right, that's right. Hey, because those sisters is actually going into your philosophies, man. All right, so you believe in Islam, but you jump back to the Bible to get prophecies.
To give prophecy of the end. So what does the Quran say about that? Because you've been promoting and you have thousands and thousands and thousands of followers who are Muslims who's following this Islamic trait, but you're using the Bible to judge the end. So wouldn't that make sense for you to always have been of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, and to use this Bible as a balance or a mechanism to push the glorification of the Heavenly Father? But no, you didn't do that.
That's right.
So now you're a double-minded man, unstable in all your ways. Like you want to go into the prophecies, like touch upon them scriptures too.
Yeah.
About a man that's speaking with a double tongue, about a man with a double mind of instability.
Because you look into the Quran, there's no prophecies in that book, man. So that's why he subscribed to the Bible, because he got a following from the Christianity world, and he has a following from the Islam world.
That's right.
It's all about money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And they also glorified, who would say, the honorable Elijah Muhammad. But when Yahweh Shai is what? The book.
That's right.
He's the whole book.
That's right.
You know? So wouldn't he be more honorable than the honorable Elijah Muhammad,
That's right.
in whom you worship and idolize?
That's right.
It don't make any sense.
It don't.
And this isn't to knock or bash. This is just for truth's sake.
Yeah.
Farrakhan is not a man of the Lord. He's not a man of God. He's not a man of Jesus. All right. He's just a false prophet upon the face of the planet right now.
That's right. That's right. And then he's actually capitalizing off your ignorance, man. You know, how can you be a Christian but you follow a fucking Muslim? It don't make no sense.
This Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out the book of Yahweh Bashir
Hey,
Shai.
in the book of Yahweh Bashir Shai is the holy scriptures, okay? All right, the King James 1611, which includes the Apocrypha. All right, go ahead.
And read.
And read. That's the book we supposed to be reading out of, man. You know, not the fucking Quran, man. Because, hey, why would I read a fucking book that states that to believe in the prophets? You know what I'm saying? So why wouldn't I just read the Bible and skip that? That don't make sense. Go ahead.
No word of these shall fail.
Meaning the prophecies. The prophecies will not fail. That's how we know the microchip is coming. All right? That's how we know that World War III is coming.
Yeah, the battle of Armageddon.
The Battle of Armageddon.
It's going to be taking place in the valley of Yahweh Shabbat.
Right.
The valley of you know, the Most High's judgment.
Right. Slavery was spoken of within the scriptures, man. Thousands of years before it happened, and it happened. Looking back at that, so we would be a fool not to believe in these forthcoming prophecies, man.
none shall woke her mate.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Meaning, you don't have you don't. Hey, the scriptures are the scriptures. Okay, it doesn't need another book to basically verify that this is the truth. To validate it. But what we do is we use current events. We use future things that's going to happen, whether it's through current events,
secular history.
yeah, or secular history or past history, and we filter those things through the scriptures. All right, we don't filter the scriptures through current events. No, we filter current events through the scriptures, man. And that's how we know that this article is not going off or this article is on point, because this is the foundation.
Ultimately, the article or the historical artifact reroutes itself right back to the Bible.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Wisdom of Solomon 1:7.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore I pray, and understanding was given me. I called upon
And
Yahweh.
that understanding was given to him through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Shah. But you have to pray for it. But hey, it's tricky. The Most High has to give you that spirit to pray for you. So nothing is of you. Right? Go ahead.
I called upon Yahweh, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. I prefer her before scepters and thrones, and esteem riches, nothing in comparison of her.
So nothing is compared of the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Shah on earth, man. Because why this spirit, it actually, this book, the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Shah actually brings peace within your spirit. All right, it comforts your spirit. All right, that's why you can be a king, or you could be a prince, or you could just be a multi-millionaire. But like the elder was saying, you can still be spiritually dehydrated. All right, but from the exterior, everything is fulfilled.
Right.
But why in the inside you're fucking dying? All right, go ahead,
This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 24. Woe to them that sin and keeping not my commandment, saith the Most High.
Hey, destruction, all right, to you that keep not the commandments of Yahweh Hashem Shah. That's a justified death. All right, he has every right to kill you out of righteous anger, which is indignation, man.
And if I can say this, you know, you may not eat pork, but your face is smooth as a baby's ass, man. You walk around with suit and ties, and you don't go out on the highways and byways, man. Those are things that the man of the Lord is gonna do, man. You know what I'm saying? You all about your consolation, man. You about getting a check, man. You're not truly trying to help your people, man. You know what I'm saying? The Bible have 18 nations, man, and not one of them say Muslim, man. The Lord did not create a nation of Muslims, man. You know what I'm saying? So you're a false preacher, a false prophet, and you're pretty much just a fraud, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing anything the Heavenly Father requires his people to do, man.
Say it again.
I would not spare them. Go your way,
Right,
ye
he's not gonna
children.
spare you.
Come.
Because you're being punished. All right, hey, your time is not.
Come.
All right, for breaking these laws, statutes, and commandments. So the Most High is not gonna spare you, man. Either you're gonna be the elect, or you're gonna be the 2/3.
That's it.
Go ahead, man.
From the power of all them that sin against him.
Right, because of the angels. All right, the angels bring in these reports. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the Most High is all knowing. But at the same time frame, a part of his protocol is the angels, his eyes, they report back to him what these wicked niggas are doing, and also what his righteousness prophets are doing.
That's right,
Go ahead, bro.
And therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction.
That's right. So, hey, Farrakhan and a host of other fake prophets, all right, fake leaders, they're going to die a horrible death. Why? Because they're not leading the flock through that door, through your house shop. Man, fuck Elijah Muhammad, man. All right?
It says their own parents shall thrust them through, man. And because when they false, and when it's finally revealed that their false prophets have been preaching falsely in the name of so-called God and His Son, man, and the whole planet Earth is gonna be against them. And because everybody wants, when it's too late, they want to know, why didn't you ever warn me? You know, and the Heavenly Father set forth His prophets to be what? Watchmen, and to go and to sound that trumpet.
That's right.
So we're warning the people. That's why the Heavenly Father said that He's going to give us fame in the lands that we will put to shame.
Right.
Now those men that have that fame now, what's going to happen to them? The complete opposite.
That's right.
They're going to be cast down.
That's right.
You know, in the middle of the congregation. You know, there's no getting around it, and it's right from the soul. That's righteous indignation of how Hashem and how Shai. That's righteous justice.
where the article I'm gonna bring out. It says, if the trigger of war in the Middle East is pulled by you using your surrogates at the existence of Israel, then the war would trigger another kind of war, which will bring China, Russia, all other nations into a war.
He said something about what he said about Israel?
If the trigger of war in the Middle East is pulled by you using your surrogates at the insistence of Israel.
Get that prophecy. Is that in the book of Jeremiah? The least of the flock shall bring them out. Least of the flock.
This is Jeremiah 50. I'm gonna say it's we'll start at 45.
Surely the least of them.
Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh Bashim
Hear
Yahushua.
the counsel of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Right now, that's what you're doing if you're watching this video, or if you're going to watch this video. Go ahead.
That he have taken against Babylon.
Right? America, modern day. America is Babylon, man. Go ahead.
And his purposes that he have proposed against the land of Chaldeans.
Right? Because America is going to be a memorial of what not to do. Because why? It was the hub of wickedness. Go ahead.
Surely the least of the flock should draw them out.
Surely the least of the flock should draw America out. What's the least of the flock? According to the scriptures, that's Israel, man. All right, so this nigga, he ain't saying nothing new. Go ahead.
Surely he will make their habitation desolate with them.
And how is he going to do that? Hence the term nuclear fire, man. Nuclear destruction. That's why these scientists have made these missiles. All right, that's why these nations are having war games. War games is nothing but practice for the real game. It's a show of force. So basically intimidation. This is what we working with. Think about what you're doing before we come out here for real, man.
So it says, if the trigger of war in the Middle East is pulled by you using your surrogates at the insistence of Israel, then the war will trigger another kind of war, which will bring China, Russia, all of the nations into a war.
The elder just brought out that precept. So what is he saying? What is he saying different? Did he get that out? Did you get that out of the Quran? Riddle me that.
This is Isaiah 13:2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain.
And that's what we doing, man. The scriptures, man. All right. And what's the high mountain? Hence America, man. Because it's a strong government. Go ahead.
Exalt the voice unto them.
And that's what we do on the highways and the byways, man. All right. To the elect, to the 2/3, to these other nations. No one is spared. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's how you know it's talking about America, because in every mountain you got the it's called a peak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much America sitting on top with all these other different nations.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that top mountain, that top government. It says, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles.
Right. What's nobles? When you break that term down, it means highborn, man. All right, going into the elite. All right, because we out here on the highways and the byways, and we letting you know, okay, hey, the elite are going down, and this is the reason why you're going down. You're Edomites, okay? And according to the Most High, via the scriptures, hey, he has an undying hatred for that nation.
I have commanded my sanctified ones.
Mm-hmm.
I have also called my mighty ones for my anger.
Sanctified ones. Who are the sanctified ones? The prophets. Who are the mighty ones? The angels. Go ahead.
Even them that rejoice in my highness.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part right here. Verse 4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people,
Mm-hmm.
a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together.
Mm-hmm. Through the act of war. Go ahead.
The Lord of hosts mustereth the host of the battle.
Hey, the Lord of hosts, which is Yahweh, okay, the host, what the Lord of hosts, he's the Lord of armies, man. Okay, he mustered the battle going into, okay, I created this for this purpose. All right, so the act of World War III is to rain down judgment on these other nations while delivering the elect of Israel.
You look at that word muster, it says a gathering, especially of troops, for service, inspection, review, or roll call.
And what's the service? What's the roll? So the Most High gave you this roll call. All right. So basically, He can destroy you. Man. Hence, Bill Yahweh Shah. All right, bring out Isaiah 34.
And because the true prophet of Yahweh Shem Hashah was going to be known, and because it said that you're going to see your teachers, because their backs were no longer going to be pressed into a corner anymore. You know, and so the Heavenly Father, He deals with a small multitude. He doesn't deal with mega churches. He doesn't deal with the so-called celebrities and entertainers of this world. He deals with those men who are deemed insignificant.
Right.
And the Heavenly Father has always done that. He hasn't used millions to take down a million-man army. He'll take 500. He'll take 1,000. He'll take 10,000. 300. And have them slaughter thousands upon thousands, man. The Heavenly Father loves for His power to be shown and magnified upon man, man.
In weakness, through weakness.
Through weakness.
So that way you can say it has to be divine intervention or higher power. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 10. It shall not be quenched night nor day.
Let's talk about America. Go ahead.
The smoke thereof shall go up forever.
Forever meaning a long period of time. Go ahead.
From generation to generation, it shall lie waste.
Right, meaning that it will never be inhabited again. Go ahead.
None shall pass through it forever and ever.
That's right, because basically it's going to be a desert. Continue.
But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it.
Desert-like creatures. Go ahead.
The owl, also the raven shall dwell in it.
Same thing. Go ahead.
And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness.
Right, so you're not going to be able to identify Mississippi from Alabama, California from Idaho.
They shall call the nobles thereof the kingdom, but none shall be there. And all her princes shall be nothing.
Hence the destruction from World War III.
And the throne shall come up in her palaces, nettles, and the brambles, in the fortresses thereof.
Right, and this is the aftermath from it being nuked. All right, go ahead.
And it shall be an habitation of dragons and a court for owls.
Right, so this is the war that's going to end America. All right, and also this war is going to be the war of all wars, man. All right.
Because this is the end of the so-called white man system.
That's right.
It's the end of his so-called power structure. And because before the good shall come, the evil that is current and now has to be taken out. It has to be uprooted. And the way the Heavenly Father is going to uproot that is by one of the most extreme cleansing agents throughout known to man, which is fire, man. So the Heavenly Father is going to rid this place both physically, right? And because the scriptures say that it's basically going to be unrecognizable, man.
Right.
And the smoke of this place is going to burn for a very long time because generation after generation of Israelites, when you see that smoke rising, they're going to ask their parents. And their parents is going to talk about that judgment on captivity being upon us and the Heavenly Father redeeming us. And that's the land of our captivity. And because pursuant to the book of Jeremiah says what? That we shall no more remember, we shall no more say, the Lord liveth, that brought us up out of the land of Egypt. The Lord liveth, that brought us out the land of the north, man.
Yeah.
That's what that goes into.
So it started in Egypt and it's going to end in Egypt. That's right. Spiritually Egypt.
The house of bondage.
House of bondage. Yeah.
The wild beast of the desert shall also meet with the wild beast of the island, and the satrap shall cry to his fellow, and the screech owl shall.
It's like satire.
And the satire shall cry to his fellow, and the screech owl also shall rest there, and find for herself a place of rest.
Right, so the reason why these desert-like creatures are going to dwell in America because it's going to be a huge desert. Okay, and this is a big landmass, man. All right, got some stuff? Go ahead.
At one point, he brought out, he said, Farrakhan condemned U.S. arms sales to Saudi Arabia, which are being used to slaughter the innocent people of Yemen, saying what is going on in Yemen is a crime against humanity with American planes.
What about America? What about the Israelites within this captivity? All right, that's a fucking crime as well.
Hey, but men of the Lord aren't resources for salvation for humankind. You know, so we're not, so we're not the deliverers of human aid or political advice.
Right.
No condemnation for doing this, condemnation for doing that. We got the playbook. We're telling you what you're going to be doing throughout the planet Earth, and we're not out here trying to keep you from attacking this individual, keep you from attacking the individual. All that is prophecy. All of that is nothing but that stir up of the wars and the rumors of wars, man. That's nothing but the whole pot getting hot until it begins to melt.
Right. Because we're the prophets of Israelites, not the prophets, like you said, of human race, and prove their point. Well, you know what? Give Matthew 25.
This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into the city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's what we're about. That's what this word is for, man. Okay, so we're not concerned with what's going on in Yemen. All right, hey, that's the Most High pronouncing and doing judgment upon them for whatever they did for being wicked, man. Our concern is about our people, but dealing with the elected this time.
And on the flip side of that, it's also just showing the wickedness of America, because it's also pursuant to the book of Nahum. We're going to get that, how you pull up the skirt. So he also showing the other nations, Yahweh Shai using Farrakhan to show the other nations that look what America is doing to Yemen by buying armed deals with Saudi Arabia, things of that such.
Yeah.
So that's opened up other nations' eyes as well.
Yeah,
on the flip side.
When you go even to like the current events of Yemen, it talks about like how over 22 million people are actually starving and 8 million are severe starvation. Hence America, because while they're sending Saudi Arabia to continue to do airstrikes and destroy their food supply.
Yeah. So that's pretty much, that's building up other countries' anger toward America. All right, so this is Nahum 3 and 5. Behold, I am against thee, said the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness.
And just like Shaka stated, that's basically, just going into like the shame, how America really gets down. All right, what's really under that dress, man? Go ahead.
In the kingdoms thy shame, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing
because
stock.
of your wicked deeds and your wicked acts. All right, you're going to be destroyed because of that.
Yep.
Not only for what you, most importantly, for what you did to our nation, but the Most High judgment is going to judge you of what you did to these other nations, man. All right, bro.
This is Revelation chapter 16, verse 14. For they are the spirits of devils,
Right?
working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them. This is Revelation chapter 16, verse 13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world.
So the dragon is actually going into like the pagan Roman Empire. The beast is modern day NATO EU, which is a formulation of the Roman Empire. And what else? And the false prophet is this Roman Catholic system. Go ahead.
To gather them to the battle of that great day of the Most High Almighty.
That's right. Going into Yahweh Shai's judgment. Revelation 17:16.
This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast,
The 10 horns is EU. Go ahead.
these shall hate the whore.
Right, so and you see that, all right, through now American sanctions, America is further isolating itself from the EU. Go ahead.
And shall make her desolate and naked,
With nuclear fire, go ahead.
and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
With nuclear fire. And Lord willing, you edified. All praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash.
And of honors to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.